Hello everyone, welcome to another video. My name is David and today we are talking about XDC once again on the channel. A lot of information to talk about in today's video. The title is, if I were to get sent 190,000 XDC or $6,000 on the premise I can't use that for cryptocurrency, I'm taking XDC every single day. Multiple reasons, I went over quite a lot of reasons in yesterday's video, so check out that video after you watch this one. Now, why is the price not moving? Obviously, we're not in a utility-driven market just yet. We're seeing Doge do crazy highs. Actually going to talk about that later on the video. Short Doge, made a little bit of money. Going to go over that. But with XDC in specifics, we have to focus on legislation when it comes to trade finance, digital documents within global trade, that whole sort of sector. I don't think we're actually going to see prices move, at least until 2023 sort of time, in my personal opinion. I'm not giving certain dates, but I'm saying until that point is reached, at least until we see businesses, properly adopting and using the tech involved. Now, there's always one or two problems. It's either the price is too high, you've missed out, you haven't got the $40 per QNT positions, or it's the other way around where we haven't moved. And I would rather have this option where I can actually accumulate more, get more bang for my buck, the more pound or the dollar that you are putting into the market to get as much XDC as you can. A lot of information, as I say on the channel. I don't have a paid course. I don't want your money. The only thing I want in return is like and subscribe down below, which is free. So without further ado, here we go. Okay, so another reason why I would take 190,000 XDC than $6,000 I actually can't use to invest is delayed gratification. So many people are playing the game wrong when it comes to your life. They're trying to act rich, but they're actually broke behind the scenes. You can buy a lot of nice stuff with the 6Gs, but you can have 190,000 XDC, let it marinate until that later years when it actually goes up in value and your 6K will be worth six figures. That sort of range, depending where XDC can go and depending where you're located on the planet, how much capital gains tax you have to pay, or maybe it might be 0%, depending where you are. Here we have Trade Trust, a global trade documents digitization platform developed by Singapore government-backed IMDA, integrating XDC network along with Ethereum and Polygon networks. Verifying documents on XDC. This is huge. Now, to loop back to Trade Trust, we can see here, R3 partners with Trames and IMDA, mentioned there, to develop new solutions to bridge R3 Corda, EBL, and Trade Trust. Now, what is Trade Trust aim? They're trying to remove the inefficiencies, the complexities of cross-border trade that derives from the current paper-based systems, and what helps this whole system go paperless? XDC. I think one of the paper-based systems, we talked about four of them in the last XDC video. I think one of them is Bill of Lading. Now, here we have Doge. I tweeted this. Make sure you follow me on Twitter, David Hepburn _ Doge is going crazy. I might have to short. Now, I barely ever trade. I only do it in certain situations where it's obvious to me to actually enter a trade, and one, it's very, very addictive. I say I'm pretty in control of my desires, but the dopamine that you get off a winning trade is unlike anything else. You want to keep putting them on, so it's very hard to restrict yourself. And it's pretty obvious why people become addicted to this. Now, it looked obvious. It looked like an obvious short to me. I shorted around that 13-cent sort of positions after making this tweet. Wrote it down to 11-cent sort of positions. I made a decent bit of money with money that actually didn't put in. It was just left there in my trading pool. The same sort of game I played during the bull market with low caps, taking profit from other assets and chuck it into other assets, where you're not actually losing money, you're losing profit if you're actually losing that investment. Obviously, you have to create some sort of foundation in place. Also, as I talk about opportunities, stocks. I barely ever invest in stocks, but Meta is an obvious buy for me, in my opinion. To think that Meta is going to zero is stupid, in my opinion. And obviously, Q4 for Facebook's coming up, Black Friday, Christmas ads. I think the price will go back up then, in my opinion. And here we have Impel adds Bitcoin to ISO 2022 financial messaging on XDC network. Talking about this yesterday, XBTC, wrap BTC. No longer the times where you're sending Bitcoin. It takes about half an hour to arrive in your wallet, or an hour, or whatever the time is these days, and the actual cost of that happening. It can have the 2-second block time on the XDC network. Again, at $0.0001 transaction fee. Also, when you think to the Zinfin private network, where you can see enterprises connecting their legacy systems with a blockchain network using XDC protocol and having compatible, compliant ISO 2022 messages. Insane. Also, when you think to Swift, delaying ISO 2022 to 2023, where you can literally get working compliant financial messages with the ISO 2022 standard via Impel. Now we have XDC versus ETH 2.0. Little picture here I want to go over. Yes, so ETH 2.0 versus XDC. Supply for XDC is obviously a lot larger. Market cap 384 mil. 2-second block time in comparison to 10 to 20 seconds. Proof of stake since 4 years. Live since 2019. KYC enabled masternode, yes. Even with the E2.0 merge, the whole sort of thing was to be more green, more environmentally efficient, but not more efficient than XDC. On top of this whole process, all the hype for the ETH merge, XDC is still cheaper. That's my advocate of projects being built on XDC or NFTs being built on XDC, because the whole process is a lot more smoother and cheaper. Also, electronic trade documents bill, we can see here House of Lords, House of Commons, and final stages. Now we can see complete, in progress, not applicable, not reached yet. The first reading is complete. This should be done in 2023. This whole process, I'm going to keep an eye out on this. And what is the purpose of the Electronic Trade Documents Bill? Well, we can see here, the Electronic Trades Document Bill hopes to boost UK's international trade and reduce the estimated 28.5 billion paper trade documents printed and flown around the world daily. Removing this admin burden is set to provide a £1.14 billion boost to firms over a 10-year period. That's insane. Also, a video at the end by CryptoNerd. XDC, cheap supply side reforms are what we need to boost growth. MLETR, the Electronic Trade Documents Bill, is a great example of supply side reform worth £25 billion in SME trade growth. Chris Southworth from ICC, pay attention to that. One more tweet to go over. Sadly, QuantMeUp is leaving. He's deleting his channel for Quant followers. I think he actually made videos on XLM solely, just XLM videos. I think that's a problem, is making a channel for one asset. If I had to make videos every single day on XDC, I probably would not last that long. It'd be very, very boring. Another point I want to make as well, since I've actually started my channel, I've seen so many YouTubers stop making videos. They just disappear out of nowhere, out of thin air to dust. And I'm really, interested to see, 5 years from now, who will still be around? Who will be gone? Who will be newly in this space? I think the OGs I used to watch, like Bear Bull, Kevin Cage, they'll probably be still in the game, hopefully. And lastly, I was going to refer to Quant because we're at $174 worth. I was going to say, is this video going to age like fine wine? Buying 5 Quant at $167, but we're back down to $167. But I'm thinking long term, I think time will vindicate me on that video. But that's going to be pretty much it for today's video. Little update on XDC. Let me know if you would take $6,000 or the 190,000 XDC amount on the basis you can't use that to invest in cryptocurrency. And if not, tell me what you do with that 6K. But it makes fun of the video. Thank you very, very much for watching. Please leave a like down below, and I'll definitely see you guys in the next one.
Well, I mean, the first priority when we try to drive growth is to get confidence into the market and stability into the market. We've seen, obviously, an awful lot of instability over recent days. So I think the number one priority is stability, confidence, and certainty for investors and the markets in general. And that's important to get on top of inflation. In the context of trade, which is primarily where we operate, it's not really actually about tax cuts. It's more about supply-side reform. The Electronic Trade Documents Bill that went into Parliament last week is a great example of a 25 billion opportunity to drive growth. But there are other areas where the government can really play an active role, whether that's tackling fraud, fixing the trade finance market, or tackling the export support market and improving what we're doing to support businesses into overseas markets. None of these are tax issues, but they will all make a tremendous difference, and they're all worth big money, billions.